How's it going, everyone? It's SavageSkull. Thanks for checking in. You already know what the title of this video is. I had this video idea while I was playing Untitled Goose Game, and no surprises here, the first game on our list is going to be Untitled Goose Game. And I'm going to jump right into it. I think the main problems with this game is the fact that I'm not sure while playing on any controller what this game was made for, because it appears on many consoles like PC, Switch, Xbox, all that stuff. And no matter what controller I'm playing it on, it always feels weird to me. Again, I haven't played this game on PlayStation. I played it on Xbox, Switch, and PC as well. So I played this game using multiple different input systems. My biggest complaint is obviously with keyboard and mouse, just because the way you move around the map is with the mouse, not just moving it around, but you have to click where you want the goose to go, and the other button is grab on the mouse. It's such a weird concept because obviously this game could use WASD to move around the map, but instead WASD control your camera for some reason, which I don't understand. I don't know why they didn't just use the mouse to control the camera. And even if you're bothered by this, you can't change it at all in the settings or the keybinds. I'm not sure why they don't let you change it, given the fact that this game could be a lot easier for those of you who don't own a controller, want to play it on keyboard and mouse, if they just let you change it. Now obviously this wouldn't be a problem if I hadn't been using WASD to move around in every single other game I've been playing, and mouse to like grab stuff or something in every other game, which I guess they do use here, but I'm not sure why you use the mouse to move around the map. I guess it's not that big a problem if this is literally the only game you've ever played in a keyboard and mouse in your entire life. Then I guess, hey, Untitled Goose Game has incredible controls on keyboard and mouse. I played around for a bit trying to complete this one mission and couldn't do it just because I was on keyboard and mouse, and then I got to wondering, is this game any better on my controller? So I booted up my Xbox controller, synced it up to Bluetooth, and tried to play. And I'll give it to them, the controller movement for this game is a lot better than the keyboard and mouse movement, but at some points it still feels like the game is just unplayable. You do use the stick to move around, which I like, instead of, I don't know what they would have done, use the triggers to move around. Anyway, use the stick to move around, and the buttons seem pretty clear. Just fidgeting with them makes it super easy to learn the controls for this game, but it still feels like at times the game just ignores some of your inputs, whether you're moving the goose around, you're trying to grab something, or you're trying to complete another action that the game wants you to do. It's super unclear at sometimes what you need to do in this game, except for the little checklist they give to you, which is sometimes the fun of it, but with the bad controls, it just makes the game more frustrating when you're trying to do something and the game just will not let you. And that's why that Untitled Goose Game has to be on this list. And the next game on this list has got to be Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword, especially the Wii version, which I don't really own, so we're going to have to be watching the trailer for this one. But again, I just want to talk about this one briefly because I really don't like the combat in this game. I used to really enjoy the combat in this game. I thought it was fun to swing the Wiimote around, but it's really just unplayable when you have to do certain missions because sometimes it thinks you're moving when you're playing on the Wii, and then other times randomly you'll just swing your sword and completely mess up what you were trying to do, especially in areas where you have to be careful and you have to move around carefully in order to not fall or die or something like that. And honestly, on the Wii, since motion control back in the day wasn't quite there yet when this game came out, it's all over the place. Sometimes you swing and it doesn't swing, and sometimes you're just trying to move around and your character will swing, stopping you from moving, and you'll eventually just die. So not super great, and you had to play with the Wiimote and Nunchuck, which was just an unbearable combo to play a video game with. It's not a game you can play just sitting down. It's not a game that'll make you want to relax. It's just a game that'll make you furious at the Wii as a console itself. But honestly, I really did like the Nintendo Switch version. It fixes a lot of problems I had with the game, but if you're playing this game on a Wii, it's really no fun. The next game I'm going to be talking about is really bad controls, especially for this game alone, Guitar Hero or Clone Hero using a keyboard or mouse or something like that, and not the guitar that it was made for. Now honestly, I know there are some rhythm games that people do prefer to use keyboard and mouse on, but honestly, I really can't wrap my head around using a keyboard and mouse for this game. This game was meant for you to use a guitar with the different colors it has and with the spaces between each of the notes telling you which buttons to press. This game was made to use a guitar and nothing else. And again, I don't have any problems with people playing rhythm games with the keyboard and mouse, but if you're gonna pick Guitar Hero, make sure you have a guitar. I know they're pretty expensive, they don't make them anymore, but playing Guitar Hero without a guitar is absolutely insane to me. And if any of you do it, please let me know in the comments below, because I just can't imagine playing Guitar Hero without a guitar. And this footage is me playing with a guitar, but I imagine if I try to play with keyboard and mouse, I would do absolutely terribly at it, and I couldn't bring myself to even for this recording. So I really don't understand people playing Guitar Hero with keyboard and mouse, and honestly, if you're going to play with anything besides a guitar, try a different rhythm game. Some honorable mentions before we wrap this list up would be Among Us on controller. It's not awful, but hey, it's not perfect either. And Five Nights at Freddy's on controller. I do know that the Custom Night of Sister location is actually easier with a controller, but for the rest of the games, I believe that playing on the keyboard and mouse is just way better. Except for some of the new ones like Security Breach and I guess Help Wanted would be pretty impossible with the keyboard and mouse anyways. But hey, it's a lot of fun to play those games on keyboard and mouse, and some of those games are even pretty fun on controller. Just like I mentioned before, some of them are actually easier on controller, but for me, playing on my controller just does not work at all. And honestly, I didn't want to go too in-depth with these honorable mentions, but I guess I did, so hey, there you go. And the final game on this list is the worst by far. It's not even close. It's trying to play any sports game without a controller, specifically keyboard and mouse, which literally makes the game unplayable. In fact, when I was playing NBA 2K21, which is the only game I have on my computer, so it's the only one I can play with keyboard and mouse, there's literally a point where if you go and replay a play that you just completed, there's literally no way for you to exit it, at least not on my keyboard. I literally tried every mouse button, and for some reason it just wasn't binded, and I had to pair a controller in order to get out of that menu. So it was really frustrating, and I will give it to them. They do warn you at the beginning of the game, hey, don't play this without a controller. It's basically impossible. And technically you can play a game without a controller. You can play a game on keyboard and mouse, but you will just get absolutely destroyed. If you're playing on keyboard and mouse and not controller, don't expect to win any games, because for me, I literally did not remember which buttons on my keyboard did what, and it doesn't use WASD movement either. It's so bizarre and impossible to play without a controller, and don't expect to win either, because you will get absolutely demolished in every single online game you play unless you have a controller, or unless you've been playing on keyboard and mouse for like, I don't know, 10 years. It would take a long time to master, and make sure you have all your buttons binded, because otherwise you'll get stuck and you'll either have to quit the game or you'll have to, I don't know, buy a controller and connect it to your computer. But anyways, that is our list. That is definitely the worst games to play with controllers or with any controls on the planet that I've heard of so far. If you guys can think of any other ones, please let me know down in the comments below. And hey, don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to hit that like button so other people can watch this video, and share it with whoever you want. And as always, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you on the flip side. Goodbye, everybody.